A year ago, I was buried in debt with no income coming in. I am a law student and I had just walked away from the best job that I ever had just because I couldn't keep up. But now I am a creative director of a YouTube channel with 1.3 million subs. But what happened between the day I became broke and the day I became a creative director is a story I haven't told anyone until today. I graduated college as an elementary school teacher, got my license, did everything I was supposed to do, and then I just didn't teach. Instead, I've moved back to the province to start my own business, and for a while it was fine. Money was coming in, things were moving, and it was moving fast. But something was missing. I couldn't name it at first, but eventually I realized what it was. It was purpose. I was making money, but I wasn't building anything that actually mattered to me. So I did something that most people would think was crazy. I left my business, moved back to the city, and then I enrolled in law school. But now I have a different problem. How do I support myself? I was reaching out to government agencies, trying to find a job. And at one point, I was applying to this job, which is an hour and a half away from where I live. And nothing was working. I was a law student, but I guess you can call it lost student, with no income coming in and was burning through his savings. Then this one fateful night happened. While hitching on my way home from a christening party of the daughter of my friend, I was talking with this friend of mine that I was hitching of. This guy, by the way, is a great writer. He was working as the editor-in-chief of a YouTube channel, which at the time was just 250k subs. We were talking casually about what we do, and he eventually mentioned that the channel or the website of the channel that he was working for was looking for an SEO content writer. I didn't even know what SEO stood for at that time, but I was desperate, so I asked, what would it take to get that kind of job? He told me everything that I should know, and then something clicked. I said, I'm gonna figure this out. I was, again, desperate. I told myself how SEO works and how to write an SEO content. I wrote samples to be my portfolio, and then I submitted them to the hiring manager. Then eventually, the hiring managers asked me to do a test or a writing test, and I did it. I wasn't confident about it, but I did it. I had no experience at the time, but the 1 week I had to prepare, I had no experience on the pro. I was a law student and I was a teacher, but I wasn't writing for any websites. Yeah, lo and behold, a few days later, I got a call. They are inviting me for an interview with the managers. Then after I got interviewed by the managers, I was then invited to an interview with the man himself, Shane Hummus. The channel has 1.5 million subscribers right now, but before, when I was being interviewed, it was about 250k subscribers. Of course, I was so fucking nervous at the time. But when we started to talk, it wasn't what I expected it to be. We just talked about what video games we liked, what video games we play. We talked about what things do we do during the weekends. We just vibe, man. And then after that call, I was in. It was just like that. From then on, my life changed. I was making more money writing SEO articles for Shane compared to my business in the province. I was learning new things, which I love, by the way. I was in a world where I didn't know existed literally a month earlier, but getting hired was just the beginning. Three months into SEO content writing for Shane, he asked me something that caught me completely off guard. He asked me to be a scriptwriter for his YouTube channel. I had zero experience writing YouTube scripts. Yes, I wrote blog posts, I wrote SEO articles, but not YouTube scripts. And that was my entire skill stack at the time. But Shane saw something of what I'm doing that I didn't even see myself. So I said yes. And that's when everything compounded. I was obsessed in learning about YouTube. I studied everything: how to write hooks, how to retain audience, how do thumbnails work, how do packaging work, how to read analytics, how is it useful. And also Shane had this business on the side with his YouTube channel, which is called YouTube Growth Engine. In that course or that business of his, I made that my Bible. I was studying it like I was preparing for the bar exam. Every principle, every framework, every decision he made, I wanted to understand why did he do it. Eventually, after a year and a half working as a scriptwriter for him, he again asked me to step up. This time, he wanted me to be a creative director. And this time, not just remotely. He invited me to work with him in person. Yes, face to face. So there I was, a law student traveling 4 hours a day to get to work. But I was learning a lot of things that you couldn't even learn reading his course. I was watching how he makes decisions in real time, how a channel with over 1 million subscribers actually operate face to face. By the way, our office at the time, it's on the top of the building with a view of the ocean and an island. The whole thing felt surreal. It was again the best time of my life. But what's happening behind the scenes, what's happening in my mind, what's happening in actuality is a different thing. Every day after working, after my shift, I'm traveling back for 2 hours because I had to go to school. After school or after law school, I had to study. After studying, I had to sleep. And then I had to wake up super early, like 6 a.m. in the morning, because I have to travel for, again, 2 hours. So that's 4 hours traveling back and forth. At the time and even at the present, I am the president of the Supreme Students' Council of our law school. I was also an officer of a National Association for Law Students. In short, I am all over the place. And then eventually I broke. My resolve gave in, and then I went to Shane, told him I had to resign. I couldn't keep up with everything and something will be sacrificed. So I had no choice but to leave. And I couldn't leave law school. And what was surprising about it is Shane didn't hold that against me. He was very understanding about the whole thing. He even referred me to his friend, which was trying to find a creative director that could start his channel, and I could work there as a part-time creative director. That friend I was talking about is his friend Richard, which is the owner of the YouTube channel, the UnRetired. We built the UnRetired from 0 all the way to 50k subscribers. Then Richard wanted to take a different direction, and just like that again, I lost my income. I burned through my savings again because I had to pay my tuition. I had to eat. And then eventually, I was into debt. I was buried in debt. I maxed out my credit card. I didn't even know what to do anymore. I have no safety net. I hit rock bottom. But one thing about hitting rock bottom, you stop caring about everything, about what others might say, but your survival. And when all you care about is survival, you get, or in my case, I get dangerously creative. I use that desperation as a fuel. I research about YouTube deeper than ever before. I was learning a lot of things that I didn't learn before, with the goal in mind that I have to upskill so I can get a client. When I was working for Shane and Richard, I was learning on the job. Now, with nothing else to do and with one purpose in mind. I was learning with purpose. I was obsessing on every little detail. Like, why did this video format works on this particular niche? I was breaking down channels on why it works. Then I started posting again in my YouTube channel, not to build an audience exactly, but to attract would-be clients. I was actually targeting fellow writers, sharing what I learned about script writing, hoping that some writers out there would see my content and then hit me in my inbox or something. Maybe refer me to their clients, or maybe refer me to someone else because they know that I know how to write. Months passed, nothing happened. Well, not in a way that I had hoped for. Then about 4 months ago, I received a message. It was actually from a former colleague when I was working at Shane's. She asked me a very simple question. Are you open to work full-time now? Because for context, I was a law student, and the reason why I left Shane is that I couldn't keep up, right? So that's the first question she asked. I said yes without any hesitation. She was dad sent at the time. She referred me to a client of theirs who needed a scriptwriter at the time. So I submitted my portfolio, my results. I put together every proof that I had that I can get results to any channel that I work with. The results from Shane, which, by the way, I wrote the most viewed video in his channel. You can check it out right now. I built the UnRetired from 0 to 50k subscribers, the frameworks I had built, the videos that I posted myself on YouTube. I showed all of that. And then eventually I got the interview. Surprisingly, it was from a channel that I had been subscribed for, I think, 2 years ago, because they teach studying before. It was Mike and Maddie. They have 1.3 million subscribers, and they just recently shifted their niche into YouTube business. When Mike started interviewing me, we were talking about my job or my work as a scriptwriter, the scripts I had written, the processes I used, just like normal interview stuff. But then Mike did something that I didn't expect. He watched my YouTube videos and he started to bury into my portfolio. At this point, he wasn't just looking what I had done. He was looking how I think about things in order for it to be done. The way how I approach problems, the way how I think, the way I break things down, he was looking at that through my YouTube channel. What happened next still doesn't feel real to me. Instead of hiring me as a scriptwriter for their channel, Mike hired me as their creative director, which is a surprise because I was referred to as a scriptwriter. Everything that I had learned over those months that I was broke started to make sense. The late night upskilling, learning about YouTube, it was all for this. One thing that I realized is that my YouTube channel was not just for content anymore. It was basically a proof of how my brain works. And that's what got me into this role. Then a few weeks later, Mike and I had a meeting. This whole time, I thought YouTube was something I worked on, like a tool, like platform. But looking back, YouTube was actually working me. Every creator that I work for taught me something that I couldn't learn myself. Shane taught me how to think about YouTube as a business. My experience at Richards taught me how to build a YouTube channel from scratch to something significant in just 3 months. Mike and Matty are still teaching me how to make systems for YouTube channels and businesses. Every failure stripped away all the belief that was holding me back. The burnout taught me that I cannot do everything alone. Hitting rock bottom taught me that building skills are more valuable. And that advice from Mike taught me the most important lesson of all. In the creator economy, the people who get hired is not those with the best resumes. They're the ones whose thinking is well documented and teachable. YouTube now is not just a platform for making content. It's how the right people will find you. It's how they see how your brain works before even talking to you. And when they can see how you think, you don't even have to convince them to hire you. Now, knowing all this is one thing. Building the kind of portfolio that makes your thinking visible, that's a different whole conversation. And that is exactly what I'm going to show you next. So please do subscribe.